Welcome back to Season 2 of Surviving Mars. Today we are going to be trying our best to not have them die as horrifically as they did last time. So, to start with that, I'm going to hop into the new colony, of course, but then I think I'm going to try to do a little bit of a recap of what went horrifyingly wrong last time. While I do that, okay, so apparently I have captions enabled. I don't think that's true, if I'm being honest. But it says they are. So if y'all are seeing captions right now, which I don't think you are based on what I'm seeing, um, anyway, there's probably a way to. So yeah, we're gonna hop right into the new old game in Season 2. So I did already start it, but now I kind of want to just start fresh. Like fresh. So I'm going to do that. Sorry for any. Ooh, okay. That was an autosave. Um, I think. Okay, we're gonna hop into a new game. So what went wrong last time? So I think we had our oxygen just fail completely. Surprise, surprise. Oxygen's important. Um, and that was less than ideal. We're gonna use some Final Fantasy language here, where it's gonna be, where it's gonna be, um, X9 2 instead of X10. Why would we do the 10th one? We can just do the second 9. Um, I think the last one was Fafnir. I don't super want to change that aspect of it. So this would be, but we already used Nidhogg for other things. Did I make this one Ryujin? I don't remember which one I did. Whatever. I'm gonna make this X9 to Fafnir Returns. As an allusion to Final Fantasy 13-3 Lightning Returns. Very easy will make me sad. However, based on what happened last time, I don't think we deserve to do much different. Is there any of these that relate to being horrible at oxygen? Because maybe that's what we should do. We did have a lot of renegades, and I didn't know how to stop them. So just kind of let them renegade. Inventor's kind of fun. We'll do Hydro Engineer. What is our end game condition? I like written a mystery, if I'm being honest. Could be. That probably isn't a horrible thing. Mission sponsor. That's interesting how that works. Okay, we can. Oh wow, it's so much less of my funding. Can buy applicants with money. Interesting. You could also just do random. I'm starting to understand how this works now. 120% challenge is harder. Or it's harder than 100%. So that is how that would work. Okay, we'll keep it as International Mars. Hunger? Weren't they always hungry? Oh. Now that is fun. This seems boring. Why would it turn off disasters? I kind of like that. What's tech variety? Tech fields are randomized during different playthroughs on the same map, unlike the guaranteed to appear really early. fully randomized. Okay, well, this makes sure that we don't end up with things that need prereqs getting lost. But I kind of like at least tech variety for now. Just to add a little spice. So it's not just the same thing. But okay. We're gonna name this one the Yo, what are we naming this one? My instinct was kind of stupid. I don't know why this is what came to mind, but I kind of want to still name it. Yeah, no, I think I just got struck by my AP Spanish mind, because for whatever reason, Say Chevrolet just came blasting into my mind. So it's gonna be the Say Chevrolet one. Okay, or it's the Say Chevrolet traits. Honestly, yeah. Makes no sense 'cause it's the first rocket, but it's the third one. Thank you, Senior Wooly. The scarf? No. Willy La Bufando is a different song. Ignore everything I'm saying. I don't know what happens. This is what ADHD looks like. So we're gonna have that as our first rocket payload. Not even gonna look into it. That looks nice. This looks just better. Is it colder? No. That's the other thing. Something I really enjoyed about our last spot was that it was like 1 or 0 degrees Celsius, which is cold, but it's not negative 15 now, is it? Like, I could probably be outside for a little bit in a jacket and 0 degrees Celsius. Not so much negative 15. Look how much concrete's there. Yeah, that's 10. This is only 9. But it's like temperate. And also the last map we were in, I think it had full dust devils. Or dust storms. And then we died during a dust storm. Spoiler alert for if you were watching this out of order.
Welcome to Mars.
So yeah, I think we're gonna kind of do that. Oh. Okay. Oh, this map also is kind of fun. The last map, we started... Right. Last map we started in... We were kind of locked on... Or we were surrounded by mountains, so we were kind of locked in it. With this one, we could explore almost the entire map before having to do any of the mountain stuff. So this does look arguably like just the best one to be on. So I'm going to put us there. Rare metals are nice. Being near the research booster early, I think is incredibly helpful. So I think I'm going to throw us... I don't want to place the rocket on it though, because we are going to ideally put a dome on there. So I'm trying to put the rocket somewhere kind of ugly. But I don't want it to be far from everything. That's a good point. Let's try to put it like there. Okay. So, yeah. Other than running out of oxygen and not being prepared for dust storms, and not having enough things stored. Oh, there's water all the way up there. Ooh, that might be a problem for later. The other big thing was that... Oh, wow, these really are kind of randomized, huh? Okay. The other thing was that I tried to bring in an assortment of people, which is, like, in general a good thing to do. But in this instance, it was probably more important that the first people on Mars could help with the first issues on Mars. Like bringing in police officers when there wasn't even a town's police yet, wasn't ideal. I already forgot how the beginning of this game works. I'm not gonna lie to you. We don't have people yet. Okay, so we need a depot, is what that's trying to tell me. We'll do a universal one. To start. We'll do a couple. Also, just organization was a big thing that I was not doing good. That was almost a sentence, what I said. Because I just kind of had things everywhere, which, as you can imagine, was less than ideal. So I'm going to designate now this area to be for metal. And this area to be for concrete. Okay? A concrete extractor would be nice to get going sooner rather than later because it doesn't need people working on it. Just checking. Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay. Now that I've done that, this is very far. So I'm gonna actually salvage both of those. And I should have just been smarter at the beginning. And I'm gonna put the concrete storage near the concrete deposit. Crazy, I know. But then we're gonna put the dumping site just off in this corner. All three of them. Okay. Cool. Just making sure I have all the basics started before. I always forgot about this. It's always good to have the basics started. Goodness gracious. So we should have 3 more rockets. We really need it. I'm gonna drop the self-sufficient dome. Is it now? Where's our RC commander? Because this is the radius of the rocket already. Okay. I'm gonna just have you be somewhere else. And then, yes, let's start securing. So these, the water stuff doesn't want to be near each other. Is that a thing? Yeah. And the Moxies don't care, but they just don't like dust storms. Because neither do I. So, a fun fact, I recently, while I was doing some readings, saw how much oxygen in kilograms a person uses on average, which I thought was really interesting. It helps ground kind of my understanding of why we need so much of it. But I was talking about how like a person eats roughly 2.5 liters of potable water, but I think it was nearly 9. No, that seems like a lot. So 1 kilogram of oxygen for a person. That feels right, but sounds crazy. But also, oxygen's a gas, so 1 kilogram of oxygen is a lot. So it honestly might be more than that. But either way, we need a lot. Yeah, 0.85 kilograms of oxygen per person per day. So this, I don't know if this is measured in kilograms. Yeah, not quite. It just says O2. Might imply that, but either way, I'm gonna have oxygen generation since we're gonna be building the dome around this. Honestly, can I just see the footprint of this, even if we don't build it right away? What objects is it blocking? It's blocking literally this, because I'll move it back. What? Right.
Anomaly analyzed. Milestone achieved.
Okay. So now that we have that, this is an oxygen tank, and this is water. Okay. So another moisture vapor down here, because the water, using stoichiometry. Wait. No. Do we get? I guess that makes sense that we get oxygen out of the moisture vaporator. But the way that Moxies work, to my knowledge, is that they break the carbon dioxide that's in Mars's atmosphere into oxygen and carbon monoxide, which, as you can imagine, is quite helpful. Okay. So I think we're gonna go for, this is the oxygen. I don't know why I keep trying to put stuff. I say we're gonna just line the roads with it. Like, truly, I'm thinking that many of those. And then a second moisture vaporator here. And we haven't researched moisture vaporators yet. So I'm going to try to get as much water storage as possible going ASAP. Our water thing is up here though. So realistically, we're going to have a lot of our water coming from that way. Other thing that I had to be careful of that I wasn't careful of last time is where the next domes will connect to it. I wish there was like a way to plan. I know some games have like a planning feature, but like without just taking a screenshot of it. One day I'll know the right buttons to press. There we go. I'm imagining we're gonna have another dome here and another dome here, and then just kind of diamond pattern our way across the landscape. So realistically, we're kind of saying that this whole portion over here is going to be domes. As soon as this dome is constructed, I'm turning it off. No one's going to be living in this for a hot minute. We don't have a source of power because I just haven't built solar panels yet. Wind turbines are a little bit more helpful though, but we aren't generating machine parts, which is why it's a little risky. We're also not generating polymers yet, so I don't want to rush into using a Stirling generator. We're also not really generating metals. We're finding them, but I kind of like the idea of the power generation being just a big old grid somewhere over, I guess, this way. Okay, well, that's gonna annoy me. So I'm just gonna lean into it, I guess.
Research complete.
Wow, no, I can't. Let's just try that again. Oh my gosh. What is happening? I see what's happening. Okay. Because it's a hexagonal grid. Now it's treating it like it wasn't. This still looks incorrect. And I see why. Okay. You win, I lose. That's honestly even worse than what I had before. But that's fine. Drone hub. Oh, that was another thing that I was doing really poorly, was that I wasn't using anywhere near enough drone hubs. And that they should overlap, the drone hubs. Absolutely should overlap. So we put that there. Have the drone commander kind of meet it over here. It's just a pipe. I feel like the tunnels can go over the cables. Actually, I don't feel confident in that now that I've said it out loud. So just gonna hit it with one of those and see how that feels. Okay. Might regret this later, but I will put a single string generator here just to get that going. Right, and it will be. So yeah, we're just gonna let that go for a little bit. So updates. One that's incredibly relevant is that Surviving Mars itself. I think that Dev was recently announced that they're going to release. My instincts is a sequel, but I think it's DLC. No, it's a sequel. Surviving Mars Relaunched is coming out, which is really great timing for me, since I just started playing Surviving Mars before the announcement. So it's pretty cool to hear that they're already about to revamp it, since, as you know, this game, even though I think it looks amazing for its age, is 7 years old. And it works really well as a simulator, which is all I really needed to do, since I am not going to Mars anytime soon. Is the metal too far away? Oh, it's not even metal. Where is our metal? Are we out of metal? That is a shame. So y'all are just kind of staring at our lack of metal. Valid. you can go get some of them. Cool stuff. Okay, the rest of you who aren't doing that can go get that medal. You two can go get that medal. And you can go get that medal. And I'll drop one more Universal Depot right here. Okay, we are generating electricity. We don't have batteries. We do have batteries researched. So I am going to start putting some power accumulators down. That should be enough. It's probably too many. So I just remember how often we were out of power last time. So I'm trying to get ahead of that. Was it tunnels? It was a different thing. Yes, passage ramps. That allow people to go over them. The tunnels connected utilities. Ooh. Dig deep. One of our scientists have just reanalyzed the scan data and found traces of resource deposits that you didn't know existed. The data seems correct, but our equipment wasn't calibrated to detect the sites. Congratulate your colleague for the discovery and decide on a further course of action. Cool. Let's get some deep water extraction and deep metal extraction tech. That seems like something I would do. Okay, so now there's more deposits nearby. I guess so. But still our closest water is all the way over there. Oh, all of this is unexplored. Why? I don't know why I thought that everything near us was explored when that's simply not the case. Okay, yeah, let's go in that order. We do that every time. Sorry, so yeah, developments. Surveying Mars relaunch is coming out shortly. So depending on how long we survive this colony, we might be playing in this colony up until relaunched. Honestly, that might be the direction either way. Again, the point of this channel is to explore space architecture through multiple media. And I love this game. I'm having a ton of fun playing it, but it's not fair to the rest of the space colony sims if I only play this for the next odd number of months. That is a good point. I will get a tower going. But yes, long story short, that's a super cool update. The other update, there you go. The other update that I'd love to share with y'all, as I briefly mentioned, I will shortly be becoming a licensed architect. So the capital A architect that I have on my account will not be incorrect soon enough. I feel like they simply did not get the medal. But yeah, that's gonna be an exciting development for me. Where is all the power going? I see. Could do that every time. Speed up. If I was to speed up, it's plus or minus. Okay. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I went to an architecture conference recently. Believe it or not, space architecture did not come up a ton,
Resources are low.
but I did meet someone who worked in extreme environments, including doing things like space launches. We'll have to connect with them. This is a good reminder for me to actually send that follow-up email, because I had sent an initial connection message, but they were on vacation. But they told me they were on vacation and that they would still like to talk to me. So that's something that I'm going to do soon enough. But yeah, beyond that, still taking my tidbits of information. Yeah, maybe that's what I was thinking. Does the moisture vaporator consume oxygen? No, it takes it out of the environment or the atmosphere. So I was going to say electrolysis would make sense for making oxygen from water. But that's not how the Moxie works. Okay. Yeah, now it's telling me to use wind turbines, which I agree, they are better. Because they work, in theory, 24/7.
Sector scanned.
But I really wish I could help you there. If that's what it takes, I'll do this. So that you stop acting like I don't have cables connecting you all. Do they not connect inwardly? I feel like they do, yeah. So that really isn't a problem. Okay. But just for my own edification. There you go. Is this built yet? Okay. Just to complete the loop. Even that's not how electrical grids... Well, actually, that's not true. It's not how I would do it, but I do think there's precedent. This little gap is my own fault. Okie dokie. Y'all just keep sitting. Yeah, no, the metal is in your range. You're just not connected to power, so you're not doing anything. So I'm going to move you back to a more neutral location. Okay. Now you're starting to ask for piping, which is a good sign. Genuinely, I'm going to do that. And like one there. And hopefully that does a good number of connections. Is this a water tank? I'm so confused on why you're like this. Oh my gosh, should I actually... I said it out loud too about how the moisture vaporators don't want to be next to each other. Oh, I can't delete that because then it will just be gone and we won't have any moisture vaporators. So now we just have an inefficient moisture vaporator. Because I am a dingus. Okay. Which buildings are not working? Okay. But yeah, all in all... Ooh, I just bumped the mic directly. I apologize. All in all, though, pressing M. Very excited to see what we go with next. I have some fun research opportunities ahead that I think will allow me to explore some more of this spacey stuff. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any other fun facts from today's learnings. I was looking into water reclamation systems, uh, which they use in the ISS. And again, I haven't made it far enough in this game to know the extent. I know there's the water reclamation tower, which, speaking of, I should probably queue. Or I guess it's Aspire. But yeah, recycles up to 70% of the water used. In the ISS, I think they just hit 98% water reclamation. But they're like literally squeezing water out of everything. Like when you exhale water vapor, that's collected. When you, human waste, bodily fluids, that water is reclaimed. And then like even the stuff that's filtered out is like squeezed, and the water in those are reclaimed. That's called a brine processor, and it's truly like not a single drop of water is left. If you've seen Dune, I feel like it's that energy, which is good. I mean, it's hard to get water into space. Water is heavy. So if you can find it, or more importantly, if you've already brought it in the form of a person, which is kind of a morbid thought, but does that mean they recommend that astronauts just drink like as much water as they can? It's like they're going on the thing anyway. But also, it's like every ounce counts. So you probably don't want the astronauts being any heavier than they have to be. Which is also why astronauts, I'm sure, have a crazy fitness regimen. Not to like lose weight, but to like have effective weight, if that makes sense. That's interesting stuff to think about. But yeah, long story short, this 70% is like baby numbers compared to what they do in the ISS. Did this just appear? I guess that's how yeah, that does make sense. Never mind. Because we are building in an unplanned sector. I should have done that a hot minute ago. Gosh, so we have a lot of concrete near us, which is good and bad. It's good because now I have no excuse not to have concrete. It's bad because I'm probably going to forget. But until I do, we have a lot of concrete. Okay, so we are vomiting polymers. My guess is from something I built. Probably the dome. But we need a dome to get more polymers anyway. We don't have a ton of machine parts. We have no fuel, which makes sense. Yeah, the beginning phases are all about just doing this. I don't think the water drilling thing, or some may call it a water extractor. Yeah, it doesn't need people. We just need to be out there, and that's the hard part. So I'll place one so I don't forget to do that. But we'll have to probably start our daisy chain of drone hubs. I think the reason I was hesitant is because drone hubs require materials that are hard to get. Oh, well, I'll have to research them first. That's nice. Okay, so what are we currently researching? This is helpful to get some more research points. Okay, that's where we're about to finish. Why is this 30%? That's confusing. But we are researching this currently, which is good. Because that's really helpful. Generating another for each RC. Wind turbine is pretty good. $1 billion is always good. Honestly, research maxing early is really helpful because, of course, the more research you're putting in, the faster you get the research done. Increases production by 25%. It's not that bad. How did this? Oh, because we started with this because we're a hydro engineer. That's not bad either. If I was a drone hub, I feel like I'd be in robotics. Like robotics. So we're gonna let that go for a second. Still? Y'all didn't even attempt to move. Hello?
Sector scanned.
Oh! Well, that's helpful. The Explorer is this one. Yeah, that was really fortunate. It's not water, but at the very least. They really have no excuse to not have this built. What's wrong with you? Yeah, no, all I have to do is build the one, and then that won't be an issue anymore. So that's good. It's a lot of metal, which is nice. If you could find a water deposit closer, that would have been nice, but that's my own fault. Okay, Explorer AI is done. So yeah, as soon as we can get a little bit more up there. This isn't bad at all. The issue is though we just don't have drone hubs yet. What other fun facts? Yeah, so I learned that Mars' atmosphere is mostly carbon dioxide, which is why you use a Moxie to split it. I already said that part. What else? Oh, it's also so much. The atmosphere is so much less pressurized. That's part of the reason why the domes are so important, which makes sense. Like, it's not just an issue that there isn't breathable air. It's the fact that the pressure is 1% of Earth's. So, like, water boils at less than room temperature, which, as you can imagine,
Anomaly
can
analyzed.
cause
There's
a variety
more to
of...
the barren environs of the red planet than meets the eye. A veritable treasure trove of undiscovered knowledge and wonder. So long as you know where to look.
So as you can imagine, that causes a lot of very fun issues. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, we can get drones moving faster. Oh. That seems very helpful. I don't know how to find those, but that seems very helpful and incredibly late game. Seriously? Just build it.
Sector scanned.
There. Jeez. Okay. That is my own fault. I didn't even think about that. You can be closer to here. This isn't getting power, which probably means we should make this go around. Cool, cool, cool. I forgot that the power and life supports can stack like that, which is actually incredibly helpful. I also never use the switches. But I'll do it so that we know that all the power for that dome, which I'm going to change the name of, can be turned off with that switch. And hopefully that'll help us establish some separate power grids. Which I'm sure will have a benefit that I don't know of yet, but I mean, while we're here,
Sector scanned.
those are both out of range. Okay, so say, should we get another? Is that a second research node? Okay, one thing at a time. So rare earth needs people to run it. I'm almost certain. Yes. Interesting that we can build it. But we can get a second concrete extractor going now. And we'll try to run that cable somewhere unassuming. Can we like terraform in there a little bit? I'm gonna do that every time. It isn't flat, that's correct. Honestly, that's a lot. I just need it to be, like, enough that we can... Oh, that is the smallest it can be. Okay. I just need it to be enough that we can actually run a wire through there. So if we can get that project going. That waste rock is in range, right? Okay. So the goal is that we'll flatten the terrain so that we can kind of do a little bit of that. Which building's not working? The dome? That's off? I wish. Okay. Shoot. Is this assigned to get a second? Yeah, it kind of is. Okay. That's our second grid forming. Okay. Okay, y'all don't have anything to do. Oh, that's upsetting. Okay. I know how to fix that. Let's put... It's gonna look a little funky, but let's put a metal depot truly right here. So this should be in range of both, yes. So I want y'all to put as much metal in there as humanly possible, as quickly as possible. And in this instance, I'm going to ask you to help them. You can just keep doing whatever you're doing right now, which I assume is flattening this area. Perfect. Okay. Then we'll try to get fuel going back here. We don't have a ton of machine parts. Some might say we have 6. Trying to minimize how often. Nothing's consuming oxygen. Because
Sector
oxygen's
scanned.
Let's get more oxygen tanks going then. Like that. Then like that.
Research complete.
Nice. Sure, we'll get that going. Are these metal? These are metal. I don't know why I thought they were concrete. That just simply just make more sense that they aren't. Okay, well there goes like all the metal we had saved. This is metal, and a little bit of concrete. Metal, metal. Okay. We have concrete stored kind of far. We do have it. Well, y'all can help. Hello? No need to just sit there. Now I'm starting to wish. Well, that's simply not the. No. I didn't see the gap. That's so unfortunate.
Sector scanned.
Guess we're gonna have a redundancy in our system then. Dang. That really is unfortunate. Okay. But there, now we're storing a lot of oxygen. A good amount of oxygen. Could do with more power though. Yeah, we need colonists to do that. Okay. That's insane. I didn't realize it could literally turn it off by clicking it. It's a really cool feature, though, being honest. That's nice. So what's your excuse? Nice, there isn't one. Okay. There you go. It's really rough to see. Okay. For now, we're just gonna have to leave that be as is. Honestly, another rocket wouldn't be bad at this point. So, let's bring down another cargo rocket with drones. Can get a prefab drone hut. I wouldn't mind that. Another moisture vapor because I messed that up. We have. I'll get a second one. Yeah, water is so incredibly important, so let's try to get as much of that as we can. Yeah, we don't have a way of generating these, so. Let's get as many of these as we can. Okay. More drones is tempting. Okay. And this will be. Well, I said it before. This will be Billy La Bufanda. But this one will be number 1, even though it's the second rocket. Perfect. That makes sense. A launch. Okay. This should be almost done. How are we looking? Cool. And this will probably be where we wrap up episode 1. However, I am tempted to do 30-minute episodes instead of hour-long, just so it's a little bit more digestible. But for now, I think at least for the rest of this season, unless I hear a lot of feedback, episode 1 will end right here. So thank
Sector
you.
scanned.
Oh my. So thank you all for joining. Realistically, the episode actually already ended, but just in case, thank you all for joining us in episode 1. And I'm excited to see y'all in episode 2.